More new students, new buildings, and new efforts to increase student enrollment after the pandemic. Those are all hallmarks of President Mike Licari's second year here at Austin Peay State University. I'm Micah Terrell with 91.9 Public Affairs and APSU TV. President Licari joins us here in the studios to talk about what to celebrate and, of course, the challenges that still remain. So, Mike, thank you so much for stopping by with us today.
Thank you for having me, Micah. It's always a pleasure to be over here talking with you.
Great, thank you. So let's talk about the enrollment. We've seen enrollment really go up. Over 7%.
Yeah.
Which we're one of the few schools in our area and, of course, across the region that's seen that. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we worked very hard over the last year to do some new things in student recruitment. And it's always gratifying when a big team of people come together, work really hard, do really good work, and then have it pay off in spades. And so very blessed to have such a great team here at the university. And we really broke the mold on a few things to really try to give students and their parents peace of mind about the affordability of going to college, specifically Austin Peay State University, and a little bit of a peace of mind in terms of the kinds of experiences that they would get here, students would get here, so that when they graduate, they're ready to enter their professions of choice. You know, so one of the things that we did was just titled the Austin Peay Experience. It was a twofold piece where we have a 4-year graduation guarantee for new students coming in, where if they do what they're supposed to do, which is take the right classes and pass them, we'll do what we're supposed to do, which is offer the classes when they're needed, make sure that they students get good advice, and then we guarantee that they'll graduate in 4 years. And if they take longer than 4 years and it's our fault, we'll have to cover the extra tuition. The other piece of that is experience grants. I really want students to have opportunities to learn outside the classroom. Some programs already have this built in, you know, student teaching, the communications programs and things like that here. But a lot of programs on campus don't have that naturally built in, and so I want students to be able to take an internship, go on a study abroad experience, work alongside a faculty member on a research project or something like that. And a lot of times students will run into some financial barriers that keep them from taking advantage of those opportunities. And so those grants are designed to knock down those barriers so that students can get those experiences, have something on their resume that makes them stand out. And so when they graduate from Austin Peay, not only do they have a great education, but they have all these other professional-oriented experiences that will, give them that edge in that interview.
Right, and then I know community engagement is part of that as well, and so that helps them get out in the community and really build partnerships. That's part of that experience.
Absolutely,
right?
And that's where the student experience pillar in our strategic plan and our community experience pillar in our strategic plan really combine. I really want campus to be taking advantage of the fact that we sit right in the midst of Clarksville, right in the middle of Montgomery County, and in part of Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, that is booming. And so I want that community relationship to be a two-way street, right? Our students and our faculty and staff going out into the community to do good work, and then bringing community members to campus to experience all of the great things that we have going on here.
Right, definitely. You know, how we've got some new-ish building things happening and new buildings too. Let's talk about the old Jenkins and Honda building as part of that. It's going to be something special. And then we have the new health building that's being built right now.
Correct. Yeah, we actually have 4 building projects underway in various stages. You mentioned the old Jenkins Honda building, which is now the Welcome Center, will be the Welcome Center. Design is finished. We're about to start the renovations of that building. It's sitting right on College Street, kitty corner from the F&M Arena. It's going to be a great front door for campus. Easy to find, an exciting way to welcome new visitors to campus, high school students looking for a campus tour. It's going to be branded to the hilt, so you won't be able to miss it. It's going to be fantastic. You mentioned the Health Professions building here on the east side of campus. It'll be our largest academic building. And will give us the opportunity to consolidate all of our health-oriented academic programs under one roof to boost collaboration, but also to give those students and faculty state-of-the-art labs, equipment, and teaching venues. The other 2 projects, of course, are the renovations of the Kimbrough Business Building. And those are underway right now. And then the new food court, the food hall, the cafeteria that is right in the center of campus, that's underway as well. So there are a lot of construction sites around campus. It's very exciting.
It is. And so it's good to talk about this, because some people might be like, oh, well, goodness, I can't park there, or I can't do this or that. So, hey, it's going to be better in a little while.
It will be better. The construction fences will come down. Navigating campus will be a lot easier in the very near future. And we'll have a lot of exciting new facilities as well as a result.
Great. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Micah Terrell with 91.9 Public Affairs and APSU TV. And joining me is President Licari, talking about the second year, which almost is the third year that you've been here with us at Austin Peay. And let's talk more now about engagement. That's a big part of keeping the students coming in, whether they're new govs or maybe returning to get their masters. So please explain how that upcoming day of service on October 25th is part of that.
Yeah, so one of the things that I really want, and I spoke about this since I've arrived, and our new Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Leonard Clemens, is fully on board in this, is to really make sure that the students are connected deeply emotionally to the university. This isn't just where they're going to school. This is their home. This is their university, and so I really want them to be connected in all sorts of ways beyond just the classroom. We also need to be connected to the community, and so the day of service coming up during homecoming week, it's the Wednesday of homecoming week, so it's the 25th. That is a day where campus will essentially take a break from normal activities and go out into the surrounding community and go and do good work. It's our opportunity to give back to Clarksville, Montgomery County, and surrounding areas. It's our opportunity to drive home the importance of community, of making sure that we're always looking out for our neighbors and helping out when we can. So I'm very excited about that. It's a great learning opportunity for our students, and it's a great I think spirit building, morale building opportunity for our faculty and staff.
Definitely teaming up, right? Because
absolutely.
It's not always the students versus the faculty,
Correct.
you know,
all
kind
of
of
us
thing.
together going out and doing good work.
Definitely.
Yep.
Now let's talk about support for the military community as well. Military students and their families, another hallmark of Austin Peay, whether it's the school leaders jumping out of the airplane, parachuting from high above, or the new Military and Veterans Affairs Division. So I got to ask about the parachuting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to joke with you. Now, did Kirsten say no, or did you?
Yeah, I did not jump out of the airplane. Kirsten was more nervous for it than I was. I wanted to. I might circle back and see if I can convince her to let me do it.
Maybe
because,
later,
yeah, right, exactly.
But seriously, about the Veterans Affairs and Military Division, let's talk about that's obviously a huge
that's
thing.
A very important. That's a very important move for Austin Peay. You know, at least 26%, so more than a quarter of our student body is military affiliated, and so as a result, we have a lot of support offices and staff that are working to help those students navigate all of their benefits and all this. Very complicated. And one of the issues that we had was that all of those offices and staff members had been reporting in units that were in 3 different divisions on campus. It made coordination a little bit more harder than it needed to be. And so we consolidated all of that under one roof in order to boost collaboration, improve speed, and effective delivery of services to those students, and build a sense of team, build a sense of community amongst those faculty and staff who were doing good work in that area. So it's a very important step for us. We're already the best in the state, but there's no reason why we can't get better at it. So that's why we did that. Absolutely.
No, and already seeing some good things. I'll tell you personally, I had a student who's in one of my online classes. Her computer, she's a veteran, and she's been working closely with the Military Student Center, and computer went kaput. Not even 3 days later, she had a new computer, was up and running again, and she was like, they're so awesome over there. And so she really saw a great service, component too. So that was really helpful.
I love those stories because there's a lot of good work on campus that gets done that a lot of us don't know about. Right. And so I like to hear those little nuggets.
So just a little.
Makes me happy.
Yeah. So again, if you're just tuning in, I'm Micah Terrell with 91.9 Public Affairs. We're talking with President Mike Licari all about the second year, almost third year of your tenure tenure here at Austin P, and we've seen a lot of good success with community engagement, with new buildings, help for the military students and families. Now athletics is seeing some great success too, and we've had a lot of success on the road and at home. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we're off to a good start this year. The football team is doing really, really well. Three wins in a row now, 2 of which came on the road, and those are always tough. Won our first conference game, which was on the road down in Texas last weekend, and we were up in St. Louis this past weekend. And that Scotty's got that team fired up. Of course, he's always fired up, right?
Yeah.
If you know Scotty Walden, you know that he is a bundle of energy. But our other teams are playing really well as well. Yana Lader, who is our lead women's tennis player, just went deep into the national tournament this fall. She just wrapped that up, and my goodness, is she a good tennis player. And our volleyball team won over the weekend. Senior day for the soccer program was yesterday, and the women won that 1-0. So we had a really good weekend. It was really fun. I was out at the soccer field, and it was really fun to see them win in front of all their parents. So it was a really fun way to spend a Sunday afternoon.
Very cool.
Athletics is a great way to connect with the community. You had been mentioning all of these community connections, and that fourth pillar of our strategic plan. It gets a lot of community members onto campus. The visibility is really high for us there. And our student athletes are very diligent about going out into the community and doing service work around Clarksville and Montgomery County as well. So it's a good two-way street. I'm very proud of what our student athletes are doing in the classroom, in competition, and out in the community.
Right, definitely. And they recently got to see the Mount Olivet Cemetery. I thought that was really good.
For sure. The basketball programs were out there, and that's a great way to provide a unique educational experience to our student athletes as well. So
a little bit of a history lesson, and then the community engagement as well. Now let's talk about how faculty and staff can support each other. You mentioned during convocation this year about we got these cool cards so we can kind of give each other a little boost. Tell us a little bit more about those.
So part of our new strategic plan was to chart out a set of values for the university. When I got here in the spring of 21, we didn't have any stated values. We didn't have a value statement. And so I wanted to make sure as we were revising the mission and vision statement that we added a statement of values, things that are important to us, things that describe how we're going to live up to our mission and how we're going to achieve our vision. And so we put that into place. And then now, as we implement the strategic plan, I really want to keep those values top of mind for everybody. And so we came up with this idea of having these values cards so that when we catch you living up to one of our values, we can hand you the card. So right now, I'm going to hand you the collaboration card because here we are. We're collaborating on singing the praises of the university.
Nice.
And what we do with the cards then is we write a little note, and you can turn the card in, and then you're eligible for a prize later on. And so there is an incentive to walking around and doing good work and living up to our values.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun way to make sure that everybody stays in the spirit of things.
Right. Yeah, because it's easy. I know you get busy and it's just hard.
Correct.
Sometimes.
You get stuck in the day to day, and it's always nice to be recognized by a colleague to say, hey, you're really doing great work, and here you go. It's a little boost.
Nice. Very cool. Yep. Yeah. So now, what about the next year? Because we're in year 2, moving to year 3. What's ahead for Austin P for the next year? What are some things you're looking forward to?
Yeah. So I think one of the things as I roll into coming up, my 3rd year anniversary will be in March. I think is to continue the momentum on enrollment. We had such a huge increase. In our freshman class was 16.5% growth in our freshman class. We have a lot of new students at the graduate level as well, and so one of the things is to keep up that momentum. But then in terms of turning to some of the academic opportunities that we have a new MBA program that will launch in the fall of 24. And so we really want to make sure that that's built up and we market it and recruit into that program. We're working on a new Masters of Athletic Training program as well. And so we've got some academic opportunities, I think, that are going to be really exciting for us as we look to the future. And then one of the other things that I'm very excited about is the strategic plan coincides with our upcoming centennial in 2027. So that's going to be upon us sooner than it might seem. And that's very exciting. One of the things that I'm very interested in doing as well is laying the groundwork for the kickoff of a new comprehensive campaign for the university. Our donors and investors have been very, very supportive, and a campaign will energize them to new heights, and we'll be able to support all sorts of new opportunities for Austin Peay with that. So a lot of things are coming together for 2027.
Very much so, and that was going to be my next question. So we're sharing the same
thunder.
brain, I know.
Yeah, great minds think alike,
exactly.
right?
So what other thoughts would you like to share with us? I know we talked about a lot of things, athletics, about the new buildings, enrollment, student engagement, community efforts.
Yeah,
What
so
else?
I think one of the things that I've really noticed this fall is the students are very engaged with activities on campus, and that warms my heart. As we're up at the soccer field yesterday afternoon, the soccer game was going on, and that drew a huge crowd. But Mud Bowl was going on as well for the student organizations. I think we even had a faculty team. I think the School of Nursing faculty were participating as well, and I talked to them for a minute. They were having fun. And there were a ton of people, a ton of students up there for that. Attendance at our games, the students are coming out for that. They're coming out for performances in the concert hall and the theater, and they're just around campus. One of the things that we're trying to do is making sure that students are able to hang out, have fun, and stay on campus. If you walk around today, you will see, and I noticed them on the way over, so I was very happy. We have put out a lot of hammocks for students, anybody, faculty, staff, just to lounge around in, take a nap between classes. Don't sleep through class, please.
Please don't.
Take a nap between classes or whatever, and just relax. We want to make sure that campus is an inviting environment, an inviting community for everybody.
Hammocks are a great idea.
Yeah.
We need some nap rooms next.
Absolutely, I know, right? You might find me in one of them later on today.
Now, lastly, of course, because we always talk about your shoe game is strong.
My shoe game is strong. Yeah.
What's next?
Well,
More bands?
Yeah, I'm working on right now. I'm working on a new custom pair. So I'm playing around with the design. I'm not quite sure how I want things to work out, but. So those will show up later on in the fall, maybe in time for basketball season. I do have a pair of high top Vans that I'm saving for basketball season. And I have a pair of red and white check Vans that I wear for football. So I've got my red shoes. I have my Star Wars socks on.
Right. Because of course we have our
absolutely.
nice prop.
We have the Millennium Falcon
Have to talk about that.
Our friends here put together. I think.
Thank you, Professor Ellison, for that.
Thank
That was
you
very
for that.
nice.
I think you and your son are good Lego builders.
Definitely. Well, President Mike Licari, thank you so much for
Absolutely.
stopping by with us today. I'm Micah Terrell with 91.9 Public Affairs and APSU TV.